Did you know that your fruits and vegetables are drenched in ever-increasing amount of poisons and pesticides? A lot of those grains are also fed to the meat supply in factory farms, so you're also eating it in your meat, and the runoff goes into the water in the air, so you're also breathing it and drinking it. Good morning. Did you know that your cheese may have spider genes in it? I'm a National Academy of Sports Medicine certified personal trainer and nutritionist. I'm also a father of children, so I have a vested interest in food, and I have a natural curiosity. This has led me to really look into all things food related, things as deep as factory farms and a wide range of politics and pesticides and all that information, to things as simple as what other cultures eat and what's a good recipe to cook at home. Today I'm going to tell you about one of the most influential companies in America, one that is dominating the seed supplies of planet Earth and may affect the future and toxicity, of everything ever grown forever. I'm going to share with you the history, influence, and impact of the world's largest genetic modifier of our foods. First of all, I'll explain a little bit about what Monsanto is and does. Monsanto is a publicly traded industrial multinational agricultural and biotechnology corporation based in St. Louis, Missouri. It was founded in 1901. They are the leading American producers of chemical agriculture and biochemical products. Monsanto owns the pesticide Roundup, composed of glyphosate, a broad-spectrum systemic herbicide that is a compound specifically used to kill weeds. So when they begin to make plants and design plants that are resistant to pesticides such as Roundup, they are also increasing their own sales. They recently merged with Bayer. The merger, according to CNN Money Reports 2016, quotes, German Bayer pumped even more money into its bid for the U.S. seed giant, valuing it at $66 billion, including debts, end quote. As you may have heard the word Bayer, it's a major company, and mergers are a big deal in America. That could be a whole subject on its own. They dominate the genetically food GM market, according to the Center for Food Safety 2016 report about genetically engineered foods. Quote, the genetic engineering of plants and animals is looming as one of the greatest and most intractable environmental challenges of the 21st century. Currently, up to 92% of the United States corn is genetically engineered, as are 94% of our soybeans and 94% of our cotton. Cottonseed oil is often used in products of food. It has been estimated that upwards of 75% of processed foods on supermarket shelves, from soda to soup to crackers to condiments, contain genetically engineered products, end quote. And that includes corn syrup. You're trying to get away from GM food. If you see anything with corn syrup, high fructose, that's why it's so hard to get. The easiest visual aids I've ever had to put together, grab a paper. Everything in here has corn syrup in it. I told you a little about the company. Now I'll share some of the information about their political influence. Like many billion-dollar corporations, Monsanto has huge influence over our policymakers, including influence over the administration that's charged with overseeing them. The United States Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, and its responsibilities include, quote, protecting the public health and ensuring that foods are safe and wholesome and sanitary and properly labeled, unquote. This responsibility entails regulating a large amount of companies that produce our nation's food. And appointments to this high-level position are usually background in law and medicine. But the largest private sector sources of this company has come in the past decades by Monsanto employees. Over 7 high-ranking employees of the FDA come from Monsanto. They're supposed to regulate Monsanto. Lobbying can be argued either as a way to inform policymakers of their constituents' wants and desires, or as a corrupting influence, as most of us cannot afford billion-dollar and million-dollar secret super PACs to influence our policymakers. According to the Center for Responsive Politics 2016 report entitled Contribution to Federal Candidates, quote, Monsanto spent $445,500 in contributions, 21% to Democrats and 79% to Republicans. I've told you about Monsanto's political manipulations. Now I'll speak to some concerns regarding genetically modified foods. There are some very specific concerns about the dangers of GM food. Seed cross-pollination is a big deal. Seeds blow in the wind. They fall off trucks. Once they have cross-pollinated a plant or a seed, it is done. It is cross-pollinated forever. Everywhere on the planet, forever. Seed monopoly means farmers can't replant the seeds they've grown from the previous seasons. They must buy new seeds every year from Monsanto. According to the 2014 Technology Times article titled Dilemma of GM Seeds, quote, the seed replacement plan, rather a conspiracy, has been hatched by the leading international seed companies, especially Monsanto, and applying all negative tactics to win support for their GM seeds, end quote. As a result of this policy is that plants found growing on a farm that is not licensed to Monsanto, they can sue the farmer out of business. This is even a farm that has an organic farm that doesn't want genetically modified food on his farm. They have lawyers and people drive by and they notice a plant, they sue him out of business. He says, I don't want it here, I didn't plant it here, I'm upset that it's here more than you are. They go, well, we're suing you, you're out of business. Labeling of GM foods has been an obvious demand from consumers for many years, but according to the 2015 article on the Earth Island Journal titled Pay to Play, quote, Food Grocery Manufacturer Association, biotech seed companies, including Monsanto, have increased the lobbying expenditures between 2013 and 2014. It focuses on the increasing demand of labeling foods as genetic modified ingredients, end quote. Pesticides such as Roundup are a global concern. According to the New Internationalist 2015 report on the lawsuit, The People versus Monsanto, quote, the lawsuit filed by Mexican beekeepers to stop Monsanto from planting GM soybeans in Yucatan, Mexico, end quote. The pesticides are likely the number one cause of the bee die-offs. And as Einstein said, as go the bees, next goes the human race. They pollinate our food. We kill off the bees. We're not to worry about saving the planet. We need to worry about saving the humans. And they're particularly dangerous in the ingredients, and they use the similar tactics used by fracking companies and natural gas companies, where they say it's a trade secret, so they won't tell us what's in it. In conclusion, this has merely been an informative speech. If you want to know more about the impact of pesticides leading to the destruction of bees, the ever-increasing amount of pesticides required as the bugs develop and become immune to the pesticides and the poisons evolve, the increased cancer rates, respiratory health dangers, and why other countries have banned GM foods and we have not, check out your representatives. Ask them why our trade agreements don't cover this and why we want other countries to diminish their GM laws to match ours. Why is our politics turned from a democratic republic into an oligarchy? And why is poison in our food, water, and air? These are all weighty questions and can be debated, but one thing is not debatable. You are what you eat. Thank you.